Welcome back. As you can see from the box, it's the time for Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. So, this week's prompt is buttons. And I was thinking that what I would like to do is I would like to do a heart full of buttons, but that are escaping. But my heart is too big for that one. It's too small for that one. So I think we are giving ourselves a challenge in that it's got to go in this one, and then the remaining 4 prompts are going to be small ones, and then I'll just fill the other 2. I don't think I've got a lot of choice. So I've drawn myself a heart, but I do think that the background fabric that I've chosen is now not going to be big enough. Oh, yes it is. Because I wanted this one to be like really, really shabby with this torn up, broken sort of painter's cloth. This is like that. And then my heart there, which I think I'm going to do in the plain red, and then I'm gonna fill this half and some of that in buttons, and then splay the buttons over here like they're trying to escape. That's my plan. So I'm going to leave that in there because that's not really involved at the moment in what we want to do. So first things first, let's get this heart drawn out. So I've got my pen. I've got a variety of buttons to the side of me here. Quite a few buttons I've picked out. They're just extra bits of fabric. I've got some sequins and red beads. Oops, red beads. I've just shook everywhere. That was clever, Claire. Red thread, red cotton, and we'll see how we go. I might want some white cotton, I'm not sure yet, but I've got white cotton, fairly local, so whoops, there we go. So how are you all? What are you all up to? Are you happy, safe and well? Whoops. Those of you that are doing the Journal of Stitchery, what's been your heart idea? Not heart, sorry, your button idea. I noticed that when I watched Rachel's video, I've not seen Sarah's yet, but when I watched Rachel's video, she did her buttons on top of other fabrics spread around her piece. I like that idea. It's almost like, oh, what have I done there? It's almost like I cut through that fabric. Look, it's because I'm talking. It's almost like I felt, oh for goodness sake, almost like a full stop to the piece of work, if that makes sense. Take notice. Apparently those scissors are too big for me to handle today. And I just instantly thought, oh, I love buttons, so let's do a heart because that represents the fact that I love buttons. I've got, you've seen my tin full of old buttons many times, and just to sort of fill it up. So like that, I think. And I've got all these buttons, so we're going to play with all of these and see how we get on. Do you know what? I think I do want white thread. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to grab my white thread. Okay. thread we have. So I've got red thread and white thread. So we've got a nice thin needle here. I don't know if it's going to be thin enough to go through them beads, but anyway, it's definitely going to go through most of these. Now I think because I've got more white than red, I'm going to start, as much as I'm trying to tie a knot in this, I'm going to start with the white. There's not really any thread on there. Should we get a nice long bit on there? This needle might actually go through. We'll see. See how we get on. Right. I don't know why the children always want to stop and shout outside my house. But they do. Okay, so here we go. We've got double thread. I always use double thread for buttons. And I'm going to start right up here in the top right hand corner, and I'm just going to go for it. Just going to go for it. Now I want to spin it around so it sits right on the edge, and because obviously the buttons are round, I know that I'm going to have spaces, and that's why I've brought in the beads and the sequins. So, and these are all different. I mean, this one's actually got some red in it, which is handy. Harry, stick that in the microwave. Actually, it was the oven, not the microwave. I think it was a pizza advert from years ago. See, spent too much time watching telly, me. So anyway, how are you all? What have you been up to? Had a good weekend? Pretty wet here, but then it is, you know, mid-October. Don't quite know what we expect. I suppose we've just been spoiled, haven't we, with all this extended good weather that we've had. Okay, so, whoops, can't find the hole now. That's a bit mad. Right, pop that in there. Boo boo! You know Mummy's doing a video, why are you making a noise? It's only children coming home from school, they do it every day. You know, every morning I say to her, it's only the post, oh. It's only the postman, he comes every day. But every morning, without fail, she'll have a little grump at him. Right, let's try that again. I don't know what happened there. So yeah, I'm going to get these buttons sewn on, and then I'm going to fill the holes with little glass beads. I've got red there and I've got gold in my tub over there. So I think that'll be nice. That's the plan. That's what we're doing. And like, I'm trying to make sure that I use all the different buttons, although they're all sort of white and cream. Oh, boys are a nightmare, aren't they? I Don't know if he's trying to be a bird or an old-fashioned telephone. So, sitting stitching buttons. I'm going to have a red one now, just because, well, because I can. I thought there was a problem there. What's that problem? Oh, no, there isn't. It's just me. Right. Now, I have started sewing this red button in white thread. Yeah, in white thread. So the question now is, do I even want red thread? Or oh, actually, do you know the thing? I could be really artistic and do all the escaped ones in red. That would be fun, wouldn't it? What do we think about that? As you can see, sewing buttons on, it's not really my thing. It's not my jam, as they say. It's not my thing at all. Right, we need a little one to come down the bottom here. I'm thinking maybe that one. No, it's too big. So this one, I need to cut the thread off. See, that's where it's just literally been snipped off of a shirt. You can hear Madam lumping around upstairs, probably. She's in the office with Dad now. So, hello Lumpy, what do you want? What happened? Hey? What happened, baby girl? Very boring, isn't it? Sorry, just watching me sewing buttons on. Or perhaps you dislike it. Especially when I'm really rubbish at sewing buttons on. Okay, now what I want to do now is I want to come up the top here. So I'm going to do one there, and then I'm going to fill in that top half. And I think I'll have this one hanging over because it's starting to break free, if that makes any sense. Yeah. Oh, why does that keep happening? Who's the button expert? Why does that happen? Where's it gone? That's not it, is it? It was a 4-hole, must have been that one. Very strange. There we go. We've caught it. And I'm not worried too much if they're overlapping rather than sitting like completely next to each other. I mean, they're not going through buttonholes, it doesn't matter, does it? So that's what we're doing. We're stitching buttons, baby. Sorry, become a bit of a lunatic of late, haven't I? Right. And then there, I think. Do you like that? I must admit, it's been quite chilly. We haven't succumbed to putting the heating on yet. But I did have a blankie over my lap watching telly last night. So it's definitely turned, as they say. I get a feeling that Dad's going to go in and tell her off in a minute because I can hear her scratching on my bed. That's because she wants the pillows somewhere else. Down the bottom end or something silly. So yes, I feel like I should be, sharing lovely stories with you. But I haven't got any, I'm sorry. I've just been here doing my thing. Doing what I do and being me. I haven't been anywhere or anything. So we're coming in here. I feel like a big one here. This big one. So pick all that thread out. No, it's not been cut. There we go. Oh, I think the rain's coming down now. I think that's what I can hear. Oh, goodness me. Can't find a buttonhole. I bet most of this has been off camera, hasn't it? And I'm going to get told off by you all that you've not seen what I've been doing. I'm sorry. Right, as you can see, it's a right mess on the back. But we're going to stick this down so we're not overly bothered about that. Right. Let me just double check. No, I don't think I am off screen. I think we're okay. Right. Get rid of this bit of white. Get a new bit. Nice long bit. Right, so I want one there and one there, I think. And then I'm probably going to call my button heart as full as I want it, so that I can do all the escape buttons. Coming out the other side. Whoops. Right. Yeah, it definitely sounds like rain to me. Sounds like quite heavy rain as well. Right, so we want one up here, which I think is going to be this red one here. Just flew across the desk. These buttons are the ones that came in the fabric pack that I got from Lavender and Buttons on, sorry I just punched you in the face again didn't I, on Etsy. I've shown you her packs before, I know I have. She always sends a little tag with buttons stitched on it, which I think are super cool. Okay, maybe a white. A white one there. I think this one. I love that one. It's more like a bead than a button, isn't it? No, I don't think that matters really. Yeah, it's definitely raining. I decided to put one there because I need to cover up that hole that I snipped by mistake. In case you wonder why I'm going over again, like further than I should be. That's it. Right. Oh, for goodness sake. I don't know why I can't find the buttonholes from the back today. That one's now slid under there, which I'll be honest, I don't mind actually. What I mind is not being able to find the buttonholes. Okay, now before I finish that off, I need to get this up and I need to work out where this is going to sit, because it's going to sit there. Whoops. It's going to sit there. So if I now pick that up, I can poke that needle through there behind that button and then just attach that there. Like that. Okay, and then I'm going to dive down here like that, get rid of the box, because now we can see it in all its scrappy messy beauty. Right, so what's going here? Quite a big one, I think. This one. Right, but what we want is that out flat and that spun round like that. and that's going to be the start of the outward journey, as it were. Like that. We want that one out there. And now we're going to feed our way across. And then I'm going to go up here. We're just going to have them like dancing across, if that makes sense. I love the sound of rain. It's quite calming. I mean, obviously I don't like it if I'm out in it. But see in here, the back door's open because Boo's been in and out. And I can just hear it bouncing on things. It's fantastic. Is anybody watching or has watched The Good Doctor? Got a bit of a mess going on here. There we go. Hubby and I are working our way through it, and there's a scene where he says, the day the rain smelled of candy floss. I just think that's awesome. I've never known rain smell of candy floss myself, but I just thought it was awesome the way he said that. Right. So, up here, I think. Obviously I'm going to put some sequins and beads over there, so that will hold the rest of that heart down. I'm going to come up through here. You can see I'm all fingers and thumbs, I do apologise. Make sure I stay there. Oh, should we have this one? This fun one. I still haven't used any red thread, have I? Oh well. It is what it is. I knew that was going to happen. I just knew that we were going to get a bit of a knot occurring there. Just had a feeling as I pulled that thread through, that's what was going to happen. But it seems to have cleared itself, so no real problem. Right. I think we're going about there with this one. There's no real fancy stitches. Although I suppose we could do some feather stitch, weave in between them. But I feel like this feather stitch in multiple places in my cavities already, so maybe not. Maybe just leave it the way it is. I know I feel like I need a cup of coffee. Right. Let's have a look at that in our frame, because I don't want to be going across beyond where it makes sense to be. So that's gonna, oh no, I've actually got a little extra bit there. Don't mind that actually. I might leave it because this is the scrappy one, as it were. So we've got plenty, we can go all the way. Right, fair enough. So I'm going to go up here now. With another one. What do we have here? We have this one. This is different, isn't it? I think because this is probably very boring for you, just watching me sew buttons on, I think I'm gonna put you on poles, get this finished, and then I'll come back to you when I'm gonna do some sequins and stuff, and it's maybe a little bit more interesting. What do you think? So I will see you in a while, just like a couple of seconds for you guys, but I'll be back very soon. Okay, so as you can see, I've been and got a sneaky coffee. I said to you I wanted a coffee, and I've been stitching away, so I've got all my buttons on. I decided that the little red glass beads I didn't like, so I put on some of the bigger red beads and lots of little gold ones, and I'm just making my way across now to spill them out to the other side. So and I'm quite pleased with the result. What do you think? Do you think I'm balmy and it looks weird? Or do you like it? I feel like I like it. No, I can't pick up a bead. That's very typical, isn't it? There we go. Now normally I would double or even treble stitch these little glass beads, but because it's going to be glued down in a frame and it's not really going to be handled, I'm not bothering. I don't think there's any oh, how many times do I need to say any? I don't believe there's any need. So okay, one. This is such a loose weave fabric that obviously the needle's falling through. It's because it's just builder's cloth. It's not meant to be substantial. It's just supposed to protect your floors from paint and plaster and the like. Right, I think I'm gonna close off my thread there and have a quick look at it in its frame and decide whether I feel like that is enough or if it needs some more. So let's have a look at this frame. Oh, it's got a bead in it. Right, now I need to move my coffee because otherwise we're going to have a bit of a accident. Right, let's have a look at this in here. I think it needs some more beads, but you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that I'm actually going to glue the beads on because I don't feel like this fabric is going to take much more stitching before it starts to collapse. So I'm going to put some, whoops, I'm going to put some fabric glue down. That's going to be plenty. In fact, it's probably going to be miles too much. I'm going to take my paintbrush and spread it around. Really need fabric glue. We could have actually done it with PVA, which I think is what I've done it with most weeks. Right, I've obviously, as I thought I would, got miles too much, so we'll get rid of that in the rubbish bin up there. Right, that's nice and tacky now, so that should stick beautifully. So okay. That is stuck down. And what I'm going to do now is turn this upside down so that you can see what I'm doing. Like that. I'm going to take my brush that's got glue on it. I'm just going to pick up a bead and drop the bead down like that. This will dry clear, this glue, so it's not a major problem. And I know this is supposed to be a stitching project, but I did stitch most of it, didn't I? Pick up, that's one of those little red ones there. If I'd have had a different fabric, I could obviously have stitched all of them, but because of the way the fabric is woven and it's starting to semi-collapse on me, it made sense to me to glue the rest. There you go. So I'm just gluing these on. I think I just need something in this top corner. So out come the tiny red beads again. I'll just do the tip of my brush, and that's picked up about 3. There you go. Tip of my brush. Oops. Obviously didn't quite get it. Oh, it's because I got about 3 again. And I think just up there, I think I'm done. Something down there. See, that's the trouble. The longer I look at it, the more I'm like, oh yeah, we could add one of those on there. So I'm going to stop because otherwise I'll be here for forever and a day. Let's turn it up so we can see it. And there she is. There's my broken heart with a, well, it's not broken, that makes it sound sad, but the buttons and beads all escaping from my heart across the square. As always, I'd like to say a huge thank you to you for joining me today. I hope you found some joy and inspiration. Stay safe. I'll see you very soon. Ta-ta for now.